Hey everyone, rudyxx here to talk about another RPGalooza game, Star Ocean: The Last Hope. And for those of you that don't know, RPGalooza is a project I started involving playing through a huge list of RPG titles ranging from Western style to Japanese. And while I'm not a huge RPG connoisseur, I do like to dabble in them every now and then, so hopefully I can provide for you all a more modern day gamer's look at my experiences with them. So with that out of the way, on to Star Ocean: The Last Hope. Alright, so this is easily one of the worst games I played in my life. I'm not really sure the direction they were intending to go with this game when they originally started working on it, but they managed to create a big disaster if nothing else. Some of the mechanics in this game are horrendously done and create situations that are far more aggravating than I think they really intended. For example, several bosses in the game have some sort of random weakness to them that you have to perform something specific in order to trigger the ability to do realistic damage to them. So for me, average guy that has no idea what he's doing, I'm dealing like 3 to 5 damage to a boss with over 1,000,000 HP for about 3 hours before somehow getting lucky enough to actually win the fight. They added this blindside mechanic. In a lot of situations, you're like, oh, I probably have to use this goofy new mechanic to do damage. But then after successfully blindsiding something 3 or 4 times and still only doing like 3 to 5 damage, you give up on that strategy, but it turns out you were supposed to blindside onto a specific section of its body when it's doing a very specific attack. And like, I've played through this game twice now, and I kind of know what I'm doing, but it still took me forever to kill anything in this game because there's so many overly complicated mechanics in this game that don't actually add anything positive to the experience, and just end up making fights cumbersome instead of fun and engaging. And like halfway through the game, you just end up putting everyone on your team on manual and put them in a corner of the room until you can actually do anything to the boss, because otherwise it's just a huge clusterfuck of things going on and it's not ever fun. Even the speedrun just puts everyone on manual because the AI in this game is so bad that your team just wastes resources constantly getting themselves killed to easily avoidable damage. And the battles, which are the main part of the gameplay of this game, end up just being a nightmare to do. The only other solution to this is to go grind your dick off, because the crafting in this sucks terribly, and your equipment doesn't even matter half the time because you need to have like specific weaknesses or something else. So yeah, anyways, it doesn't even end there with my complaints. The story in this is terrible. Nearly every single character you come across in this game is just terrible. I've had several people tell me that they don't even remember FaZe being a character in this game, if that says anything. The main character in this game is unironically named Edge, and is this super edgy character whose constant existence is nothing but depression, and so there's not even a positive vibe throughout the course of the game. And thank God you can turn the voices off in battle, because several of the characters in the game have some of the most annoying voice lines, no matter what language you play in, because the characters themselves are actually designed to be annoying. And another stupid thing is the actual direction of the story relies on you knowing absolutely nothing about any of the Star Ocean games, because a lot of the game is just explaining how many of the things in the Star Ocean series came to exist. And if you've played any of the other Star Ocean games, then all of this is lost because you already know everything that happens, or none of it even matters anyways. For RPGalooza, I gave this game a 1 out of 10, and that 1 point goes entirely to the scene where Bacchus meets Welch for the first time. They took out a variety of Star Ocean staples like multiple character recruitment options, and they dramatically trivialized the private action system. You kind of have to go out of your way most of the time to even find out that there's private actions available, and it's incredibly easy to miss the fact that they are even included at all. And while this one is definitely a little bit longer than some of the other Star Ocean games, it has very little replayability since there's not really much in the way of dynamic story options. In any case, I absolutely abhor this game and definitely rank it amongst the worst video games I've ever played. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.